You told me
Okay.
last time and I told
Now you're live.
Hi, everybody. I missed you all here at Mary Stitches, and we took off some time, and we were happy to be back. And I was working on a project today for a class that's coming up. Oh, it's not plugged in. Vanna, would you mind? Thank you so much. Isn't she cute?
Vanna plugs in the iron.
So, here I was with my pretty little pineapple. This is an upcoming class. We have the In the Hoop version, which is this one. And then Kelly is actually doing it as, thank you, Vanna. We have a sewing version. So, I was putting my piece together today, and I'm a big fan of basting. So, baste around my design, but sometimes people don't like to do that because they see the holes in the fabric afterwards. So I was taking my holes out this morning, and I thought, wow, maybe people don't realize that you can get those holes out. So if you look over here, you can see my basting holes real easy. And then over here, they're pretty much gone. So the way we get rid of that is we use our seam ripper. My head of my seam ripper has a little rubber tip. So I'm going to take my piece over here to the iron. And we are going to steam it. So you have to make sure that your fabric is safe to iron, safe to steam. I don't want to hear that you melted your rayon, okay? So I'm going to steam my piece. And then I'm going to take my little seam ripper end, and I'm just going to, what this does, the steam loosens up the fibers, and then I can come back through and erase my holes, just like this.
How did you figure that out?
I've been around.
Okay. Jeez.
All right, so there it goes. Now my holes are gone. See?
I love it.
So now, once my fibers rest a little bit, I can come back in and I can iron it all flat.
So there's no excuse for not basting
There
your
is
design.
no excuse. And see how lovely this is? Really, this is a super heavy design. And it is flat, perfect, beautiful, no ripples whatsoever. And I attribute that to two things. This was done with a Floriani sticky back tearaway stabilizer. So I hooped and floated my project, and when it was done, I removed my basting line, which is the other reason that it's beautiful and flat. So I took out my basting, I tore away my stabilizer, and it's beautiful and perfect. And I don't want to hear any excuses about little holes. So of course you can't do this with leather or vinyl, because once you cut those holes in, they're there forever. But cottons, wovens, that kind of thing, very forgiving. So that made me start thinking about my seam ripper. And I have many seam rippers, but I use 3 basic styles. So I like this one because it has my rubber eraser on the top. When I open it, it's a traditional seam ripper. So it has a couple features. It has a point. It has the blade down here where it actually cuts your thread. And then this little ball. And the little ball's purpose is actually to protect your fabric. And I think a lot of people don't really know how to use their seam ripper. So if I were ripping this seam here, a lot of people would come. Kathy Gibb,
She's watching.
the Ripper.
So you can talk about her because she's here.
So my friend the Ripper would come in and she would stick that point in and rip my seam. Well, what happens when we do that? Oftentimes we rip our fabric, and that's the point of this little ball. So if I start it, right, And I can stick that little ball inside. Maybe this was not the best one, a little point. May not have been my best choice. But I can start it like this, right? And then I can stick the little ball in like this. And now I can come along and rip my stitches without ripping my fabric, because this little ball is there to protect my fabric for me. So I can just rip it just like that, and it's really fast, just like that. So now that brings me to this other part, right? Remember our little whole takeaway piece? That takes away all those little icky threads really fast. See? All gone. Just like that. So that's one whole unit. You guys have seen me use this puppy. This is one of my other favorites, but it's a little intimidating. I probably wouldn't be using this on this little cotton. I tend to use it on heavier fabrics. I do a lot of upholstery when I need to rip a seam. And for the brave, this is the seam ripper for you. So it does the same thing, really fast, but you have to be really careful. So this is another one of my favorites. And then we come to our third type, which is this little guy. No, this is not just to trim your eyebrows. This is what I use in the hoop. So say I pulled up some bobbin thread, or I really hate this color and I don't want to start over. While it's in the hoop, I can come in with this one and actually cut my threads in the hoop without cutting my fabric. So it has a blade in it, but unlike the other one, it has a guard, so it's plastic on the two sides. I can fit that underneath my piece and actually go ahead without ripping my fabric and pull up my applique piece right while it's in the hoop. So then I end up with, see, nothing's cut. My piece is removed. I can start again. I have all this mess. So I flip it over and I take out my other piece, and all I'm going to do is wipe it away. And it's as easy as that. So do we need seam rippers? Yes. Do I need 3 seam rippers?
Yes.
Yes. And there you go. There you go. No fear of having to take out stitches, even in the hoop, as long as you have the right tools. So that's my little part of this. For those of you who join us for our Kimberbell Club, those have come in. We have both the sewing version and our embroidery version. This starts in September. We're going to start with this cute little Witch in the Cauldron. And these classes, you get the CD, and we'll have one class a month for 4 months. So you pay for one CD, and if you want to join us for class, that's an additional $20 charge. And if it's not going to work for you, if you don't like our project, whatever, you don't have to come. So that's with the embroidery version. This is the sewing version Kelly's going to do for you folks who don't have an embroidery machine yet. Then you guys can do this one. So any of these products, if you guys decide that you would like some, Mary, I believe, is offering 10% off if you mention the video when you buy it.
Yep.
And now...
And something new that we're doing, because a lot of you, there's so many classes, and they're booked. We love seeing you guys, and I know you take a lot of them. So something new we're adding, if for product for your classes, across the board, we're going to do 10% when you sign up for class, and you need to buy product, fabric, whatever. It will be a standard 10% every time. And we say thank you for joining us.
And Mary's going to show you how to use stuff.
I am. I really am. And getting back to Kelly's version of the sewing, this is for those of you who have the great midlines, or even your beginner entry-level machines will do a wonderful applique. And a lot of you do the embroidery part, but also would like to learn the traditional applique. It's a great technique to know how to do. Okay? So we've covered all of you from the beginners all the way up to your epic people. So there's a class for
All
everybody.
inclusive, Mary Stitches.
All inclusive, we got it. And now I'm going to show you 2 new products. I know you guys are all shocked. Okay, I've been practicing for hours.
And now we have it on film.
I know. Okay, so Beth, stand by.
Yes.
Don't go nowhere.
Yes, boss
Okay.
lady.
All right. So first of all, I want you to see that I myself have done this morning. I know. It's hard to believe. Look at this. And now I want one.
She's addicted.
Huh? This is just awesome.
She said you make a quilt, she'll quilt it for you.
Maybe. Let me see if I can work the pins first. Okay, so 2 new products. Okay, one is this little clips. You get all kind of colors here. And for your binding or small projects, I guess. Okay, it's supposedly one hand. So when you have them open like this, then you're going to stick it in. Go like this.
Ease of use, you don't have to.
Look.
You don't have to poke yourself.
All done. One hand.
No
and
blood.
Then, nope. Take it out. Clip it again. And voila. It's out. So Sandy
pretty
suggested
neat.
really nice to do your
When you sandwich, yes.
when you're sandwiching, you got them all on the top. Very nice. Clip it, and you're done. Okay? Then the other new little project is the Sew Tights Minis. They are
More pins.
a different way of pinning. They're magnets. As you can see, they're really hard to put together. They would be great, I would think, for paper piecing or small projects. Because you know how you have these little pieces and they just clip together and you're done. Okay? Or, like Sandy said, maybe a wall hanging or something smaller. It will go and it holds.
They
Holds
hold
through the batting.
even through the layers of the quilted part, the
Yep.
backing, and the batting. They're
Yep.
really strong.
Really good. So 10% off any of these products. The whole idea for me to do, I'm going to tell you guys all a little story. I said to Beth, I've got to do something because I'm not sure what people think I do all day long. I went to get my hair done last week, and I go early in the morning so that I can come to class. And so my hairdresser says, "Oh, do you have class today? Are you teaching?" And I said, I think there's a class, but I don't teach. And I said, I have teachers that teach the classes. She looked at me and she said, "Oh, what do you do?" So I thought, not sure. So I don't know if all of you just think I just sit here all day long and look cute.
But she finds cute things.
I do find cute things. So voila. And it's
Very nice.
Thank you for joining us, everybody. Always
So-
a pleasure.
We want you guys to share.
Yes.
So if you share, I don't know if you guys saw Lori Bolivo.
Yes.
I'm sorry if I butchered it. Tamanini, okay? It wasn't going to be easy. I get it. You won for sharing the last video.
Yep.
So if you share, you guys get put in a drawing for a $10 Mary gift card. But put it in the comments, people. Make it easy for me so I can go down the list and write out your beautiful little name and put it in the hat. So we want likes, we want hearts, we want shares. We want you to tell me you're sharing. Give us an idea of what you think of our products that we did. Anything you'd like to see in the store. We have tons of stuff going in and
if you
going
want-
on.
And if you want any of their products today, just give us a call. Sandy's here, and we'll order them for you.
Yep, we already have some.
Oh, good. Yeah, we already have some.
All right, people, keep
Thanks.
stitching. Have a
Yep.
great day.
Thanks for
Thank
joining
you.
us.
Bye.